Box number 2 contains three things as a matter of fact. One of them is the control cable. This is going to go between the Pi Swirl and what we call the control box, where a lot of the brains are that control the Pi Swirl units. So there's the control cable. The other is a keyboard. This is a USB plug-in keyboard. This will eventually plug into the computer that controls the Pi Swirl. The computer that controls the Pi Swirl is mounted onto the cart, so let's not worry about that just yet. And then the third item that's in here that's very important is this control box. And that's this gray big box over here. It's quite heavy. So let's take a look inside. The reason that it's heavy is because it's got a battery in it. And the way you open the lid of the box, you undo this clasp. And when you undo that, basically this thing just pops right off, just like that. So you look inside, you see several things. One is you have this red A to D converter. This is called the lab jack. And then you've got all the electronics that provide power to the motor and the blower and all that stuff. And then you've got this beast over here, which is the battery. And we ship the battery. One battery gets shipped inside this box, inside case number 2, just to minimize the usage of space. But basically the way this battery works, it just slides in and slides out. So there's the battery. This is obviously the battery connector. So when you want to slide it in, pick it up, butt it up against the back, and slide it in. It's not super snug, but basically it won't go anywhere once you do that. Then what you want to do is you want to make a connection between the battery and the connector provided on the box. And once you do that, then it'll be kind of live. This connector and all of the connectors of that type on the Pi Swirl, including this one, are keyed, which means that there are different little prongs that fit in the prongs on the male side fit on the prongs on the female side.
Sorry. Bad place to put my bike today.
Bad place for us to do this.
You'll notice if you look at this that one of the prongs is rather larger than the other ones. And what we've tried to do, that one there, and what we've tried to do is we've tried to place the large prong and the large gap where it's going to fit somewhere smart. So in this case, the large gap is facing that way, and the large prong over there is going to fit right into it. The way these connectors work is that you line them up, you put them in, and then once you put them in, you'll feel that they've actually got into place, and you spin this part, and then what that'll do is that'll lock into place. So I'll do it once, and then I'll have you guys do it for practice. So there's the prong, line it up, there it goes, I just felt it click, and then with my other hand, I turn this, and then that basically locks it into place. So I'm going to let you try that. Undo it. It's a good idea to make sure that the power switch is off before you put in the battery.
Well, yeah, get into a habit of doing that. Yeah, so the power
Make
switch,
sure it's on the video.
it's kind of like most power switches in the United States. When it's in the down position, that means that it's off. And when it's in the up position and it's on and the light is lit. But when there's no battery, and if it's in the, well, that was...
Oh, it's red.
It usually has some capacitor in there and it stores the charge. But usually it's going to be, you know, just off.
It's proving you wrong right now.
Yeah, it's dying a slow death. Let's look at the capacitor. They're storing that much charge in there. Let's try again.
I want to say that it looks like it's getting like
It's dimming.
less dimming.
You know, it dims
Yeah.
quite a lot when you put your tongue right across the...
Oh, yeah. Do you want to show us?
And then you'll dim right away, too.
Make sure it's in the off position, and when you're putting the battery in, it's in the on position, because it is in the off position.
I was like, say what?
Right? Okay. So make sure that it's off before you plug in the new battery.
Yeah, anytime you're changing the battery, it needs to be off.
It should be off, yeah.
And in fact, anytime it's on the ground like this, it should be off because there's no reason for it to be on.
Is that all that's in this box?
That is all that is in this box. Now, that was good for demonstration, but the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the control box into the cart after we assemble the cart. So for that purpose, it makes much more sense not to have the battery in the box because otherwise it makes it much heavier. So I'm just going to remove it. Okay. Just to remember, the lid of the battery, where it says number 2 or where it has these guys, that goes on top of the battery. And That's important once it goes in the car. So leave that there. Okay.
Okay,
Next.
pause.